Today we are going to talk about the run history and how an MRU works. MRU stands for most recently used. That's a common thing in Windows. In fact, they have something right within Windows that it stores basically recent documents, your run history, like open save dialog type stuff, that type of stuff. So it's important to know what we're working with. And first of all, I'd like to start this off with regedit. Regedit stands for Registry Editor. And if we start off just looking back all the way back out here, then we're going to notice that we have hives, okay? These are different hives, and if you notice, for example, let's pull open local machine, right? So security, these right here, these are all hives, and then also there's like hardware. Hardware is also hive. Security is a hive. etc. So or software is a hive. If I pull open this, then I'm also I'm just looking at all of these things here. Like for example, if I go into system and I check out I don't know. Let's go with mounted devices, okay? If I go with mounted devices, these are keys, okay? And then inside of here, we have values, right? So these are values all right here. These are, of course, types, self-explanatory. It says types. So this is the type of data it is. And then the actual data that we're working with, okay? And in order to work with that, you actually just double-click on the value. So, for example, there's there's this drive F. I could open this, and I can see this information, right? So the point is, though, is that the information is stored in Registry Editor for the run history. Now, let's go ahead and just take a look here. Drop this down. We see Notepad, CMD, Chrome, going to r4p3.net/virus.exe. That's interesting. Well, why would someone open Chrome and then navigate to a virus.exe and then they're launching command? What did they do? What is going on? Please tell me what's happening to my computer, right? So like that's something that's weird, and it stands out as like anomaly, right? Because if I did not run this, and then someone else did, and what do they do on the computer? How do I know this? And we'll get into this type of stuff later on, and also like we'll look at forensics along with anti-forensics, because I think it's a really cool, fun like red versus blue tactics, strategies, TTPs. I think is a good term. But anyway, what we're gonna end up doing right now is show you how to get these wiped out. So first of all, we're gonna start up Windows PowerShell. So give this guy a right click, run as administrator, open this up. We are going to CD to users, and I believe this is level 1 trauma. We're going to look at the desktop Windows tools. There we go. So we're in there, and I know there's a tool called Reg Jump. That's for jumping through the registry straight to a specific key. And then I just happen to have this the RunMRU to paste in there. So boom, that happens. It pulls us straight up into here. We go to our run and we drop down the history. It all matches up. Would you look at that? Now, I do want to point out this MRU list here and give you an example of what it does. So it's BDAC. You can see BDAC. So what is B? B is regedit. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the last one is C, which is Chrome. You can see that this is basically like a list that orders these around. So I could just change this only to AC if I wanted to, and it's not going to reflect in real time, but if I close out of run and then I open run back up, you're going to see A is called first, which is CMD, and then C, which is here, that is going to be second. So wow, that's pretty simple. If you wanted to, you could just select this top one just below default, hold the shift key, and tap the end key. Then hit delete, hit enter for yes. Boom. So again, it's not going to reflect in real time, but if we close out run and then we check this out, hey, look, it's empty. Very cool. So that gives you an idea. And again, this is H111. I'm just showing you how run history is handled and the whole idea of run MRUs. Keep in mind that there's things like recent docs, and this is going to give you a listing of all recent docs. If you were to double click any of these, it's going to give you some information. And there's actually tools out there. For example, I think there's a Python script, a Perl script. There's different scripts for handling Windows forensics, especially regarding the registry. So if you're curious at all, I may get into that into another H episode, but this is just H111 taking a look at run history, and just take note of what's in your run history, because if you step away from a computer and don't lock it, chances are someone's going to go straight into CMD or PowerShell. So if you don't normally do that, if you're not normally in CMD and PowerShell, then or that's not the last thing that you were in, and you see that, be careful.